Welcome back to another The Killer Nacho Wi-Fi battle, boys and girls. This is a match against Zandmaster, aka Zangetsublack9w. Then I think some numbers, 9W. I'm just gonna call him Zandmaster, which is a pretty good name anyway. And there you have it. There's our team. This is just a OU standard match here, but I'm gonna be bringing some interesting Pokemon. Looking at his team, I'm actually pretty confident that my Darmanitan can actually do some really nice work against him because it does a lot of damage to pretty much his entire team. And as you can see, I get the matchup I want right off the bat with Darmanitan against Celesteela. I decide just to go for the Flare Blitz, knowing that he has absolutely nothing to come into that will take this well. He surprises me, though, just staying in and letting me kill a Celesteela, which honestly is fantastic. Celesteela was probably one of his biggest annoyances on his team. Other than Darmanitan, I really didn't have much for it, so it was pretty fantastic to get rid of that, right off the bat in the first turn. So in comes Zygarde, and I am Choice Banded, so I'm going to go ahead and switch out because I won't be able to kill it because of the resistance. And yeah, I'm just going to go out into my Landorus. He just goes for 1,000 arrows. I take that pretty nicely after the Intimidate, and uncuts the Stealth Rock, which is fine as he decides to go out into his Keldeo, probably his main offensive threat that I noticed pre-battle. So I'm going to go into my Tapu Lele. Now, he can, depending on what he does, if he has Hydro Pump, that'll do some pretty good damage. Thankfully, he just goes for a Scald, which I'm okay with, although it still does a lot, obviously, because it's a Keldeo. And he's going to go ahead and switch out. I am Scarfed, but if he's Scarfed as well, he'd be able to outspeed me. And thankfully, that's not the case. He just goes out into his Chansey, and I just go for a Psyshock, which does physical damage. And in the Psychic Terrain, the Chansey still looks like it might be able to live too. I'm hoping not. But it does because it's a freaking Chansey, and actually Chansey's another big problem for me because I don't have any fighting moves outside of my Darmanitan having superpower, although it probably would just kill it with Flare Blitz. Although it would probably kill itself too, because of how much, obviously HP it has. Anyway, I'm going to go into Darmanitan, which is actually pretty good timing because he's had to set up Stealth Rocks, and yeah, obviously he's going to want to switch out. He doesn't want to lose his Chansey because of how much it can actually wall me. But in comes Zygarde. And, yeah, I think I just go for a U-turn, figuring that he'd switch, and the Choice Band U-turn gonna do some decent damage to Zygarde as well. And I'm just gonna go into Landorus again to get off that sweet, sweet Intimidate, knowing that he probably can't kill me. At least I'm hoping not. So I get the Intimidate off, the weirdness goes away, and he is going to just try to Glare, which is a move that can paralyze. So it's not the Choice Band Zygarde I was expecting it to be. He ends up getting the Parahacks right off the bat, too, so I'm not able to get my Stealth Rocks up, which I'm kind of sad about. He is going to go into his Chansey, though, and I believe I try to go for the Stealth Rocks again. No, I go for the Empower Ice this turn, I think. Yeah, that wasn't a great move, because obviously it does nothing to Chansey, and I decide to switch out, and I go out to my Excadrill, and I don't remember my thought process for this, other than... No, I don't really remember my thought process of this at all. He's just going to go ahead and softball and get his HP back. My Excadrill really can't kill this Chansey because it doesn't have a fighting move. So he is going to go ahead and switch out, though. I decided to see how much damage I can do with Earthquake, which is my strongest move, I think. And no, I just Rapid Spin away Stealth Rocks. That's what I do, which is a good play for me as well. Unfortunately, I don't think I have anything to come in on... Like, I don't have a Grass type that'd be immune to Spore, so something has to take the sleep, or I can go into this Landorus who's paralyzed and therefore can't be asleep. So that's what I try to do, because I'm predicting Spore here, and indeed he does go for that Spore. So, yeah, nice, because Landorus isn't going to be falling asleep to that, and I'm just going to go ahead and go for the Earthquake. It's neutral. I want to see if this Amoonguss is physically or specially bulky. It looks like it's probably physically bulky, the way it takes my Earthquake. And obviously his Giga Drain will prevent him probably from dying. He can pretty much kill Landorus before I'd be able to kill him, especially when I get Para hacks like that. So he gets off another Giga Drain, and Landorus is nearly dead now, which, mind you, is kind of dangerous because it's the only Pokemon on my team that can come in on a Sport. So I decide just to Earthquake and try to get some exiting damage here on Amoonguss. And indeed, he's just going to finish me off with Giga Drain. So down goes my Landorus. But that's fine, because I can just go out and get a safe switch into Darmanitan, which obviously... Oh, no, I decided to go into Tapu Lele, which is another Pokemon that'll threaten him away, because obviously he cannot take a Psyshock in the Psychic Terrain. which I believe I'd try to predict, right? No, he goes into Chansey. I think I just go for another Psyshock. And this Chansey actually has damage on it, so looking at how much my Psyshocks did last time, I was actually pretty confident that I can now 2-hit KO. And now is the moment of truth here. Can I kill this thing before it can soft-boiled? And indeed I can. So the Chansey goes down to Psyshock, thanks to it having a minuscule amount of damage coming in, which is crucial. So he's going to go into Gardevoir now, which will resist my Psyshock. Doesn't have great physical defense, though, which my Psyshock would be doing. I decided to switch out anyway into Nihilego. I think I pretty much wanted to sack something, so yeah, he's obviously going to Mega Evolve. My Nihilego, I believe, is Scarfed, but if he goes for a... I mean, it's really pretty much a risk. If he goes for a Moonblast, like I'm hoping for, that I'd be able to live. Instead, he does go for the Psyshock, which in the Psychic Terrain is a good play, and just going to take out my Nihilego. But it does give me a free switch, though, into my extra Drill, which obviously can threaten him with Iron Head, and he's just going to go ahead and switch out into his Amoonguss. And I believe I actually go for an Earthquake here. This battle happened a little bit ago. Yes, I do. So I go for an Earthquake, figuring Earthquake would do a lot of damage to him anyway, plus I resist both of his stab moves. He's clearly expecting a Iron Head, thinking that his Amoonguss can take 2. But, yeah, once again, getting another critical 2-hit KO here is my Excadrill against his bulky Amoonguss, due to it being already damaged. So, excellent 2-hit KO there for Excadrill. He's going to go back into Keldeo, and I'm still not convinced 100% this thing isn't Scarfed. Although I think that he would stay in against my... he would have stayed in earlier. But instead I just go into my Darmanitan. Now, obviously, Darmanitan is a sad thing to lose, but I needed to sack something, and Darmanitan, honestly, the Pokemon that my Darmanitan match up best against on his team are already dead. This gives me a free switch back into Tapu Lele, and like I said, I'm banking on this thing not being Scarfed, and once again he switches out, which pretty much confirms that he goes into his Gardevoir, as I just go for another Psyshock, and yeah, in the Psychic Terrain, given that Gardevoir does not have great physical defense, it's going to be a solid 2-hit KO, despite his resistance, so that's pretty fantastic, and I get rid of his Mega there, who was pretty much his last real offensive threat. Well, aside from this Keldeo, which he's going to go back into now, I'm like, okay, well, is this Scarfed? I guess we'll find out if he just made a couple of weird switches. No, it is not. So I'm just going to be able to kill it with Psyshock, and his last Pokemon is this Zygarde, which is nearly dead, and probably will not take a Psyshock either. So good game. Oh, but yeah, good game there. Yeah, Zangetsublack9w. I decided to switch out, though. I go into Gyarados. Why do I do that? Probably could have just killed him there with Psyshock. But I don't remember. I guess I figure it's just to play it safe, going to this to get the Intimidate. We already know that this was bulky Zygarde, so I'm thinking maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I just wanted to go ahead and Mega Evolve and get off my Ice Fang. Maybe I forgot about the Psychic Terrain and the fact he couldn't Extreme Speed me. I don't know what it was. But, yeah. He's gonna 1,000 errors again, which is gonna hit obviously because it always hits. But thanks to Gyarados being slightly more bulky when it Mega Evolves, gonna be able to live that and just go for the Ice Fang, which is good game. So yeah, good game there. Zangetsublack9w. And today's question of the day is: what is your favorite? What was your first Pokemon game? I guess to gauge how the age and generations of the viewers of my current channel. As for you, you guys probably know by now I'm an old school gamer. When I was a kid. I think my grandmother for my birthday got me Pokemon Red, and I've been hooked ever since. So leave a comment about that, and see you guys again next time. Later.